by these actors forwards the...
You're doing a favor of self! You gotta get out of here! Oh, my leg! My leg!
Hurry, let's get it before it gets too far!
Stop! We have you surrounded. We don't want to hurt you.
I did the South a favor by killing Abraham Lincoln. If you don't believe what I believe in, then you'll never take me alive.
Fine, have it your way!
Boom! Boom! Good work, team. We did the right thing.
Best to teach this great nation what it needs to know. Now it's up to them to decide if they want to take in my teachings. I hope every civilian in our great nation have gracious lives, because I sure did, thanks to our great nation.
What you just saw was an historical reenactment of how our 16th president, Abraham Lincoln, was assassinated, brought to you by the Lincoln Channel. What you don't realize is that this video says many things like that even though it's good to do the right thing, but this can just put you in even more danger.
We say this about Abraham Lincoln because thanks to him, he was a big part of abolishing slavery. But alas, he was killed for what he believed in. Well, let's not dwell on only the bad things that happened to Abraham Lincoln. Let's talk about what the other great things he did for our great nation.
Yes, we should. And some of those things is that he helped abolish slavery, like we said before, but he was also a major president during the Civil War.
Yes, he was, and he was even a captain during the Black Hawk War. Well, let's also say some things about his personal life, like that he was born February 12th, 1809 in Hardin County, Kentucky.
Yes, that's true, but even though he was born in Kentucky, he was raised in Illinois, which was considered to be his home state. As you should know, Abraham Lincoln has a very, very popular nickname, which is Honest Abe, but he also has a second name, which is Illinois Rail Splitter.
Another common thing to know about him is that he is the tallest president in history, standing at 6'4". But something you probably didn't know is that he was very fond of pets. He owned horses, cats, dogs, and even a turkey.
Oh, and if you thought Abraham Lincoln was single, well, think again. He was married to a woman now named Mary Todd Lincoln.
Yes, that's true. He also had 4 children named Robert Todd Lincoln, Edward Todd Lincoln, William Lincoln, and Thomas Lincoln. But alas, only one grew up to adulthood, which was Thomas Lincoln.
You know what's weird? Is that even before Lincoln got married, his wife's parents didn't even approve of her marrying him.
Really? Wow, I did not know that.
Well, now let's get back to his home state of Illinois, where he spent 8 years in Illinois in the Illinois legislature.
Speaking of Illinois, Abraham Lincoln was also the son of the Kentucky frontiersman.
Before we finish our broadcast, let's go back to the assassination. This fact actually surprises me that most John Wilkes Booth actually thought he was doing the South a favor by killing Abraham Lincoln.
Are you serious? That's unbelievable.
Yep. Well, time to go. But before we sign off, let's play back Abraham Lincoln's great and powerful speech.
77 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation, or any nation so conceived and so dedicated, can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here, dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain. That this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom. And that government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth.